This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2023 Jayco GreyHawk motorhome, model 27U. So I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? This is not a floor plan video, it's more of a how-to video. So of course you have all kinds of storage. This is the exhaust for your furnace. You have outside speakers here. You have a power awning with an LED strip. This is the service panel for your refrigerator. You don't really have to go in there except for service. This is your water heater from the outside. Now, the controls for it are on the inside. The thing to remember about this, it works on 110 AC or LP gas. Remember that this is your fill, or this is your drain valve right there, or drain cap right there. So never run it without water in it. So if you've drained it because it's winterized, it is winterized right now, or you just drained it because people will do it between trips a lot, make sure you fill it up before you light it or turn on the power, otherwise you'll damage it. The thing is, the way to know whether it's full, you hook up your city water, and then you'll go to, let's say, your kitchen faucet. You turn on the hot water, and if the water heater is empty, air will come spurting out, just blowing out of there. Then eventually you'll get a mixture of air and water as it fills up, and then eventually you get solid water coming out. That's how you know that the tank's full. So always make sure the tank has water in it before you run it. Okay, this is your hookup for your propane. The thing to know is this is the master valve here. This is the one that will shut all the LP off to the system. It just shuts the tank right off, so there's no LP going to it. So that's something that you need to know. This is where it fills here. That's your bleeder valve, that sort of thing. But that's the most important thing, is knowing how to shut it off. Okay, we're going to show you the front end when you come to pick up. We'll show you the whole thing when you come to pick up, but we'll go over everything up front. I'm just going to stick more to the living area right now. So this is your generator right here. You can take this green panel off by doing the two levers, and you can undoing the two levers, and you can operate it from here. You know, you can prime it and run it from here, but generally you're going to do it from the inside of the trailer, so that's what I'll show you. But just so you know, that's where you access that. When it comes to your shore cord, that pulls right out of here. It's a 30 amp cord. Your gas fill, of course, and this is your water station here. So the thing to remember is your city water fill is right here. So 9 times out of 10 you're going to be using city water. So you hook the hose up to there. You put the valves. You know, you can see you got 5 options here. So you'd use the top option right here, which says city fixtures. The valve would be position 2 and position 6. So this straight up and down here would be position 2, and over would be 6. So if you look at here, that's position 2, and this one is in position 6. So it's ready for city water. If you need to fill the tank because you're going to be camping somewhere where it does not have city water, you can change the position from 1 to 6. So you would go over to this position, 1 to 6. You can fill your tank. Also, you can run off the water pump. When you have water in your tank, you can run it off the pump, and all the plumbing works as though you have city water. And you can sanitize, winterize here. You just have to set the valves accordingly. Okay, let me put this back to there, because that's the most common way, city water. All right. Now, this is a black tank flush here, so you can hook your hose to the dump station here if you choose to, and you can come down here to your dump valves, and you can dump the black tank, right? And if you want to flush that black tank, toilet water and waste, you can leave the valve open, and then, like I said, put the hose on the black tank flush right there, turn on the water, it'll spray out the inside of your black tank. You always want to have this valve open when you're doing that, because if you don't, too much pressure will build up, so keep that in mind. And of course you have your gray tank there. So, okay, very simple. You have a ladder, which makes it easy to inspect the roof. The manufacturer states every 60 to 90 days you should inspect the roof, make sure there's no cracking or separation where water could get through, make sure there's no damage caused to the roof or the roofing attachments by, let's say, low branches or road debris or anything like that. So you need to do that on a regular basis to stay ahead of any issues, okay? Got to have a backup camera there, of course. All right. So let's go inside here. Your house batteries are here. Okay. Oh, let me do that later. So you have your power awning right here. As you can see, never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campground, roll it in. Okay. Exterior light, your power step on and off, your speakers inside and outside. This is your main power to the coach area, so you shut this off and all the power in the back is turned off. This is your auto leveling system. You have to have have the keys in the ignition in the on position for this to work. But the thing to know about it is, this is obviously on and off here, is the two most common functions you're going to use is auto level, which just levels it, and then auto retract, which just retracts them. Now you can, if you scroll using these up and down arrows, if you scroll through the menu here, you can operate the jacks independently of each other. You can do all sorts of things, but 9 times out of 10 you're just going to be either auto leveling or retracting, okay? All right. Like I said, we'll go over all this again when you pick up anything you need to go over. Okay. So on this panel, you have your tank heaters here. Your holding tanks have heaters on them so you can extend your camping season. Your water pump, there's another switch to operate it there. I showed you the one outside. To turn your water heater on gas is right here. To turn on the electric heating element is right there. Never run the water heater without water in it. And then you have your 2 slide outs here, right? And then of course your levels here. And this is your generator. So to prime the generator, you're going to push stop till it lights up. So here we go. There you go, it's primed. Right there. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it started right up. And the transfer switch will flip, so it'll basically shut off we're plugged in right now, so it'll shut that off and you'll just be getting power from the generator. But it's that simple. Of course, that little readout tells you how many hours you have on the generator. I'm going to shut it off here. The thing to remember, an important thing to remember, is to read the manual for the generator and change the oil on the schedule they tell you to. That's very important. So make sure you go through the break-in period and everything you have to do to change the oil correctly. That's important. So, alrighty. As we walk over here, this is your power control. Right now it's telling us 30 amp service, right? That's what we're on right now. And when I had the generator on, it would have said generator. You can also go through all the other options they're telling you, but right now, like I said, it'll tell you if you have a 50 amp system, it'll tell you it's 50 amps. If it's only 20, it'll tell you that it's only 20. So it's very useful when you're trying to determine how many amps you have where you're plugged into. Now this is your the power inverter. So this trailer has a converter, which is down here. The converter converts AC to DC power. So it's taking regular household AC power and converting it to DC, because everything that can run on DC power in this motorhome does. So it does that. It also will tend your battery, keep your battery charged when you're plugged in also. But this also has an inverter, which is the exact opposite. The inverter goes from 12 volt DC to 110 AC, and that's what this is right here, the turn it on and off. What it does is it actually sends AC power to some of your receptacles, like right here. The idea is if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're not running your generator, you don't have any AC power, you can use the batteries. You can invert the 12 volt DC to 110 AC, and you can still run small appliances. like blenders or coffee pots, whatever you have, because these receptacles are inverted. So that's the idea behind that. Okay. This is just a regular thermostat. You hit the mode button to light it up, and then you just scroll through heat, fan, cool. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Cool is full air conditioning, that sort of thing. If it gives you the opposite option of running the fan on running it on auto, always choose auto. That's the best way to go. Down here, this is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. If not, get it serviced. That's very important, obviously. Also, if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. Alright, so your refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator, meaning it runs on AC, 110 AC, and LP gas. So, it's running right now on AC. Well, we'll just look here. You hit the mode. It's on right now, so the next thing you do is hit the mode button. It's telling you A with an electrical plug, so that's automatic electricity. That's the most common way to run it. You do that because it'll always seek out electricity first and use it. If it can't find any, it'll switch and light on gas, right? Or if you have a power failure, let's say you're gone for the day out adventuring, it's a hot day, soon after you leave there's a power failure in the campground, it'll sense that and automatically switch to gas so you don't spoil your food. So that's the best way to run it. But you can, by pushing it again, that's just dedicated to electricity. And the next one would be just dedicated to gas. So you have those options too, but auto electricity is the way to go. And also you want this pretty much up all the way, except if it starts to get too cold and frost up and it's getting cooler outside, you can back it off, but generally you're going to have it up all the way, the temperature, okay? Alright, I'm going to get this back where it belongs here. There we go. So that's a gas absorption refrigerator. Microwave. Works like any other microwave, and it has a vent, 2-speed vent and a light on it. Of course, your range top. I don't know if he's got the gas turned on, so if not, I'll just talk you through it. So to light it, you turn this clockwise. You have 3 knobs here for the 3 burners, and then the last knob is for the oven. So let me see if he's got it turned on. Now we just put gas in it, so I don't hear it running, so it must be shut off at this point. But keep in mind, if you ever run low and then you refill it, anything like that, you'll have to work the air bubble out of the line before it lights. So that just takes maybe 6 clicks. But after you've done that, it'll light the first click every time. Now the oven is a little bit different. At the bottom, all the way to the back, is a pilot light. You can see it spark back there. So what you do is you go to the oven knob, you go to the picture of the flame. You depress it, and you keep it depressed while you're lighting it. You spark it with the other hand so you see the flame down here light. After it lights, you still hold this in for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you're going to go to whatever temperature you need. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, of course, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. And you have light here and an oven light there. Okay? Always travel with this top in the down position. Okay? And you have your usual stuff. You know, you have USB, and this one even has a C now. You have a regular USB, and then you have a new USB-C, and then you have your regular receptacles. That looks like a charger there, I think. And I can't tell you for sure, but I think it is. Of course, you can drop the table down and turn this into a bed if you need to. Okay, I'm just looking here. Okay, so let me move towards the rear. I think we covered most of it. Okay, so the sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. It's all pretty self-explanatory, right? The toilet works like all RV toilets do. It's sitting over a black tank. So the idea is you can't run this dry. Dry meaning no water or chemical in it. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, of course. Then you'll come in here, you dump a dose of chemical right in the bowl. Then you'll stand on the pedal, hold it down to put at least a gallon of water in the tank along with the chemical. You can use more water, but don't use less. Then it's ready to be used. If you don't do that, it's considered using it dry, and it'll get clogged up, and the smell will be terrible. So you always want chemical and water in there before you start using it, okay? Fan switch and light. So much of this stuff is intuitive. You know, it works like they all do, basically. Always make sure your door is latched. Your shower door is latched. Otherwise, it'll slide back and forth and it'll break for sure. So you always want it latched. Here is a small telescoping ladder, so you can get up onto the ladder on the back. It fills in the space there because it's quite a drop. And your drawers, of course, all kinds of storage everywhere you look. You have another button for your slide out here. I showed you the one on the control panel, but you also have one here. Your light. This is for your fantastic fan, which is right here. Right, so it's controlled by this controller right here. The lid goes up and down. You can change the speed, have it vent in or out, all that from right here. All right, and then of course there's more storage. Okay. The mattress is folded up like it is when you are in, but now that we're in the out position, you fold it down. But remember, before you bring the slide back in, you fold it back to the folded position so it'll have enough room to shut, okay? All right. Like I said, this is the power converter. You have 110 AC circuit breakers right here. See, just like you'd have at home, and they're all labeled. Then this 110 AC is converted to 12 volt DC over here, and you have, I don't know if I can get this off here, Ken. You have 12 volt DC fuses here, so there's all your fuses. This is also a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged in, it's going to keep your battery charged. Okay? All right. More storage. I think this one here, let me just see to make sure. This is for your shade, your power shade. Okay, of course you have a TV up here. You have the seat belts to keep you with a screen to keep people from falling out. This is it has a board on one side of the cushion, so it folds down to fill in this space here. But it can sleep a couple people, no problem. Alrighty. This is your solar controller right here. This is something you have to read up a bit about it if you want to know all the functions. But keep in mind that it'll basically, the most important functions are telling you how many DC volts are in your system and how many amps you're gaining from the sunlight. Those are the two most important things. So there's a lot of different screens that pop up, but once you get used to it, you'll know which ones to go to. So that's your solar controller. Okay? I think that covers it. Okay. Alright, so I want to thank you for purchasing your motorhome here at National RV Detroit. Please remember to inspect your roof every 60 to 90 days to make sure everything's in good shape up there. Right now this is winterized, so it's filled with antifreeze, and the water heater is empty. So make sure you, after you purge out all the antifreeze to get ready to use it, you actually fill up the water tank by doing what it said, by turning on the hot water and letting it purge the air out of there and fill it right up. Okay? Okay. Thank you very much.